In this video, we will introduce the contact force between objects. So far, we've already understood the force of tension, the force of gravity, and once you understand this force, you'll see that all forces will be treated the same way. So the first question is, what is the contact force? Okay, it is the force due to the contact between objects. Okay, so force due to Now, there are some important properties of the contact force, and one of which is that it is always perpendicular to the surface. Okay, and this is the reason why the contact force is also referred to as the normal force. So we will be interchangeably using the words contact force and normal force, and they both mean the same thing. The word normal means perpendicular, okay, perpendicular to the tangent, actually to a curve. That's where it comes from in geometry. But we'll say that the force is a normal force or a contact force. Okay, so if I have an object, if I have a surface, say for instance, if I have an object sitting on top of the surface, okay, we can ask, hey, what are the forces? What kind of force is this object exerting on the surface? Okay, and we know clearly that this object pushes down onto the surface, and we'll call this force Fn. Okay, at the same time, the surface pushes back on the object, and that force also has the same magnitude, Fm, but it is in the opposite direction. Okay, this is what action and reaction. This is Newton's third law coming into play, wherefore we know that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So if the block pushes on the surface pushes back on the block. Okay, and another example, we can have a block sitting on an incline. We can ask the same question: what is the direction of the force of contact? Okay, so pause the video here, think about the answer, and restart it when you have an answer. So I'm assuming that you did that, you paused it, and I'm just going to draw the forces. The block exerts a force perpendicular to the surface. Once again, this is the force of contact, and the surface pushes back with the same amount of force Fn. So make sure you understand that the contact force is always going to be perpendicular to the surface. So what is the contact force? The contact force is the force, okay, whenever objects are in contact with each other. Most importantly, we need to keep in mind that the force is perpendicular to the surface, and we also call it the normal force. And the reason we call it the normal force is because the word normal in geometry means perpendicular to the tangent. And so whenever we refer to the normal force, we actually mean the force of contact. So please make sure that you understand that contact force and normal force are essentially the same things. Okay. In the next video, we will apply this concept to some simple problems and figure out the forces of contact between various objects.